And with his appointment to the Supreme Court, it was time for Leonen to bid farewell to his home for so many years. And expectations are high for him when he assumes his post at the country's highest tribunal. Freddie Abando reports.
It was time to say goodbye for newly appointed Supreme Court Associate Justice Leonen to his students, staff, and colleagues at the UP College of Law as he treads a new path in his lifelong commitment in championing the rule of law. For one last time, Justice Leonen right along the corridors and classrooms of the UP College of Law, which was his home since 1987 after he finished his degree, passed the bar, joined the faculty, and rose to be the dean in 2008 to 2010. Before taking up law, Justice Leonen graduated with a magna cum laude at the UP School of Economics. Who was Justice Leonen within the UP community? Among the students, he was the ideal professor who expected them to be fully knowledgeable of the law.
He's a terror professor.
Why?
Because he intimidates you in class. He shouts in class. But he inspires you. You have to understand the details of each case. And you have to understand the wisdom behind the rulings. And he challenges you to really think outside the box in terms of analyzing the cases, particularly those cases in which he is involved in.
To his peers, Justice Leonen was a dedicated and determined advocate of the law to ensure the best interests of our people and the country.
As an academic, he will bring to the court the perspective of a scholar. And that means that he's not entirely committed to the current workings of the system, and you need justices like that so that you'll have some kind of a balance between insiders, those who have spent their lives as judges, and justices of the Court of Appeals or Sandigan Bayan, and pure outsiders who are knowledgeable about how the system works but who's coming from the academe.
Justice Leonen's high marks in his career was championing the cause of indigenous peoples. He won his case with the Supreme Court declaring the mining law unconstitutional in 2000, but was eventually reversed. He exposed the plagiarism of a number of decisions in the High Tribunal.
Justice Leonen feels strongly about indigenous peoples, particularly because he has been engaged in the defense of IPs, I think, for most of his career.
The highlight advocacy of his term is the plagiarism issue with the Supreme Court, and that says a lot about him. That he is willing to fight it out even with the highest court of the land, and support the advocacy of his other colleagues on the point of principle.
But the shining moment which defined him as a true champion of the law was the signing of the Framework Agreement for Peace between the government and the MILF. He was the government's chief negotiator. The President's appointment of Justice Leonen is in line with his vision of a reformed independent judiciary, and there is a consensus emerging. Justice Leonen's decisions will not be influenced by anyone, to include the President. Better known as a people's lawyer, he has the makings of a people's justice. For the Vision Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.